how are you?
Well, you are
Hey,
to me.
Hi, so this is your girl Miriam Wise, and as I said early on, today we are going to have an interaction with Frida Oponi Frempong, popularly known as AJ, and she happens to be the coordinating secretary of the Student Representative Council here in UCC, and she's going to walk us through her life, her political journey, and personal, aspects of her life. So you wouldn't want to miss this. Please subscribe to the channel, hit on the notification button to get all the latest videos I drop here, and also share the videos for your friends to get a glimpse of it. So without much ado, let's invite Frida. Yay! Hey. Frida, how are you?
I'm fine, yourself.
Oh, I'm good. You're always looking beautiful. What's the secret?
God.
Okay, so Frida, I know you as AJ, right?
Yeah.
And it's just recently I got to know that you are Frida Oponi Frempong. Are you related to Professor Pabna Oponi Frempong?
Well, I get that all the time, but fortunately or unfortunately, I'm not related
Oh,
to him. Yes.
that's sad. Okay, so Frida, tell me, where did you have your basic and secondary school education?
Alright, thank you very much. I had my basic education at Reverend Herman Osam Athenic Preparatory School in Accra, specifically Pokwase. It's shortened at Boab School, so everybody in Pokwase
Pokwase in
knows.
Accra?
Yes, please.
So you're an Accra girl?
Kinda.
Hey, oh, okay.
And I had my secondary education at Okwapuman Senior High School in Okwapuman.
That's fine. So, Frida, what's that one thing nobody knows about you? Tell us, what's that one thing nobody knows about
I'm
you?
a shy person.
You are shy.
Yes. I know it's difficult to believe, but I'm actually a shy person. Well, when I go out there, it looks like this girl there, but honestly, I'm a shy person. People don't know that. Yeah.
Seriously, I can't believe you are saying you are shy because
I am.
every politician is not shy, so
I am.
you are shy.
Yes, but just as she said, every politician, you see, that's one thing about being someone who is out there. You cannot associate what you are dealing with personally when you go out there. So even if you are going through a lot, when you get out there, you have to make the people smile. So when I'm supposed to do something or I am entering a space, sometimes it becomes very difficult for me because I'm actually a shy person. But then I know that this is me, this is AJ, this is what I am known for. So yes, I have to swallow it or just get something to cover that shyness and then go out there.
Okay, so let's get into your political journey. What inspired you to venture into politics? And even before that, have you held any leadership position back at SHS?
Alright, thank you once again. Back in SHS, I didn't hold any leadership position, sorry. I think it was in GH5 that I was the senior girls prefect.
Okay.
But I didn't hold any in SHS. What actually inspires me, or what actually inspired me to begin this political journey is my future. Honestly, who I want to become in future or how I see myself in the future. I believe that if I sit down just like that, it's not going to happen magically. Well, I'm not trying to say
Who do you see yourself in future? Or how do you see yourself?
Well,
Tell us.
So I see AJ to be a household name,
Okay.
both nationally and internationally, and not necessarily.
Sorry, before that, where from the AJ? Because it's not part of your name. So,
Well, AJ stands for Efia Jewel.
oh, I see.
But I get people calling me Adraji said. Basically because here everybody known as Adra is automatically an AJ.
Oh, okay.
So they think I am Adra, but I'm not Adra, I am Efia.
Oh,
So
okay.
Efia is my local name. I am an Ashanti, so Efia. And Jewel, my mom calls me in our language my good day, my good day. And you know, a good day means jewel. And growing up very soon you are entering into the world out there. You need to get something for yourself, what we call a brand. So you build yourself from one step to the other. And back in SHS, we all had these weird nicknames or whatsoever that I feel that it wouldn't be appropriate to take out there into the public, and I didn't want to go by my name in books or on my IDs and all of that. So Efia is my name though, just that I don't write it. Yeah, it's not my IDs. And then I use the English version of a good day.
Okay.
So I got Efia Jewel. Yes.
So back to you seeing AJ as a household name.
Yes, I see AJ as a household name, both nationally and internationally, and not just any household name. That kind of name that when people mention, like, oh yeah, I know it. As it stands now, we have the likes of Anita Eskin. I look up to that woman a lot.
Yeah.
We have the likes of Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama. Not to say I'm going to be perfect. We all have our shortcomings, but then when the name is mentioned, there has to be some kind of value attached to it. And that's one thing I see about branding. It's not just necessarily the name. It's about the stamp you attach to the value that you have on others. Everyone has value on others, but there needs to be a stamp on it, something that will make you distinct.
Okay.
And as I was saying earlier, I'm not trying to say that if you don't venture into student politics, you cannot make it out there. But it's the little steps.
Okay.
You get it. And everyone and where they find interest in. I believe that if as a student I can contribute to the SRC or decision making, because of course we hold GAs and all of that, but then I have served there, and from personal experiences, speeches I listen to and all of that, you see sometimes you feel that I wish this thing could be done. You share your suggestions. Sometimes it's taken, other times it's not taken. So why don't I go there and try and do it myself? Yeah. So basically, it's also a drive that pushed me there. And there was, when I entered university, my then hall president, when I was in level 100, Mr. Benjamin Essen, I mentioned his name all the time. He challenged me. See, sometimes as a human being, if you stay in your comfort zone for long, you might not be able to get to some places. Sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone. As I said, I'm a shy person, but look at me now in the SRC and student politics. So I had to challenge myself that you cannot just keep to I'm shy, I cannot do it, I'm shy, I cannot do it. Yeah.
Were there times where you felt discouraged, you felt heartbroken, you felt like, no, this thing is not worth chasing? Were there times you felt that way?
Several times. I cannot speak for others, I'm speaking personally, but I can see for a fact that definitely there are people out there who also experience what I experienced. So I began as a contestant for Atlantic Hall Secretary.
Okay.
Then I was in level 200. I was contesting with someone who was in level 300. And usually you get that you are in 200, you can contest again. So let the level 300 win so that you come again. And it was new for me. I hadn't held any kind of great political portfolio as at that time. So I was learning and working at the same time, learning on how to go about it. And even though I was learning, I had to work as if I already knew the ups and downs of it. But then I got encouragement from people. And just as I said, so you want to be this person and then just the small thing you cannot do it. So basically that was that. But there were times you get people discouraging you, like their words. This lady, can she? Oh, no. I don't see her as someone who can be a whole secretary. No.
People really said that
to
you?
Yes, people did. And there were times...
The whole AG.
Really? Hey, there were times that, say, you are going on campaign or you're trying to sell yourself out there to the people to vote for you. You believe that, well, like, I have done well, I have spoke. Then, after everything, you just ask probably your team members or people around, how did you do? Like, nah, this one day. Or I just enter a room right now, I saw my policies to them and all of that. I go to the next room and someone from my team would intentionally go to that room again just to some kind of analysis, and they'll be like, I don't even see what she came to do. Hey.
After everything you did.
After everything. So sometimes I'll be like, so it means I'm not doing anything for myself. Then it means I cannot do this thing. No, I can't. But then, by the grace of God, I was able to come out victorious. Then, honestly, after hall secretary, I said, this thing, I'm not doing again. No. It has overwhelmed me. Hey, I'm not doing again. This is too much for me. I'm not doing again. So that. Everybody like, are you not contesting again? Like, no, I'm not going to SRC. But before I contested for hall secretary, that was the plan though, that after hall secretary, if hopefully I win, then I proceed to the SRC. But after hall secretary, I was like, no, I've given up. I'm not going again. But that's one thing. We always say that you learn on the job. So when I assumed office, working with people here and there, personally, I noticed that I was getting better.
Okay.
Yes. And you know that with someone who has a vision, you know that if you have a vision, definitely there is a mission.
Yeah.
So how do you get there? Okay, my vision is this and this. I want to be here. How do I get there?
Okay.
I've done this. Is it enough? No. I was not satisfied with myself. And they were like, why don't you go for general secretary rather? I'm like, no, I want to contest for coordinating secretary.
Wait, we'll come there. So that was how the whole secretariatship for ATL hall came about, right? Okay. Now let's get to the campaign for the coordinating secretary. But before that, why didn't you go for the secretary itself, like the SRC secretary? Because I learned that was what you wanted.
Okay, I get that question a lot. Initially, that was what I wanted. You remember I said earlier on that the plan was go for ATL secretary. If it works out, you do well, you proceed to the SRC. Even if I didn't win at hall secretary, I would have proceeded to the SRC. But then after Atlantic Hall Secretary, that dream died off in a way. Not necessarily died off, but there was a sort of setback because of what I passed through for the Hall Secretary.
Then it wasn't easy for you being the Hall Secretary.
It wasn't.
Not secretary, there's not a short term.
It wasn't easy, but as I said, when I assumed office, I started working. I thought that okay, this is good, and I can do better.
Okay.
But then moving forward, I realized that the general secretary and it's the same portfolio. Actually, just that this is in a higher regard. Basically, you almost do the same work. And I wanted some kind of diversity. I'm also someone who, when I am assigned to something or when I set my mind to do something and I'm able to achieve it fully, it gives me some kind of joy, like inner joy. I had worked on a couple of committees that were into holding events or organizing activities back home too. I had worked on events planning and all of that. So I was like, why don't I try the coordinating secretary? The coordinating secretary is more of an organizer for the SRC, and the coordinating secretary also assists the secretary in the performance of her duties. So I could use my knowledge as a whole secretary to assist the general secretary, and I would work as the coordinating secretary and also learn on the job to perfect myself there. And in assistance, I can be learning from her. And I can be learning on the job as a coordinating secretary as well. So I wanted some kind of diversity. In the world that we are now, you cannot just limit yourself to a particular thing. What if this does not go well? Or not necessarily that per se, but then if you have the ideas here and there, you have a little bit of that, you put it together, then you are good to go. Yeah, so basically that was that.
Okay guys, so I'm still here with Frida Opuni Frimpong, the coordinating secretary here in UCC. And if you're an aspirant, this interview, she's telling us what goes into student politics, and you really need to watch this to learn a lot for yourself. So AJ, And
Yes, babe.
now let's get into the campaign. I learned you spent close to 5,000 Ghana cedis
What?
for your campaign. 5,000 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
That's what I learned. That's what I heard. Is it true?
Well, I wouldn't like to disclose the amount, but
Or give us an estimate, like how much did you spend for everything? It's a lot, so
it's a lot, but I wouldn't like to disclose the amount. Basically, because
for anyone
there's
watching, so that they can also prepare very well.
There's a budget. I don't know for others, but then you prepare budgets for yourself so that you spend within your means.
Okay.
But that's one thing about it. As time goes on, or once a while, there would be a time where you'd spend out of the budget. This I didn't budget for this. It came inside, even though there's miscellaneous. But then there can be a time where you do something, you even forget to account for it in a way. So I wouldn't want to mention the amount. Another reason is
But
that
it's much, right? Like a lot of money.
it
went
is.
into it.
It is. Another reason is that each and everyone has their own capacity, what you can afford or what you can spend on your campaign. So it depends on you as an individual to decide that probably I want to spend 2,000, I want to spend 5,000, I want to spend 10,000. And well, so far it's like it depends on the portfolio you're running for. Yes, that is what I have seen, because some charges are higher than others depending on the portfolio. Even with picking our forms, those who are picking forms for presidential positions would buy their forms at a higher price than ours. So yeah, it's like that.
So with that, can we say that student politics is for the rich only?
No,
Are
I
you
would boldly say no. It's just that we are trying to make it that way, which shouldn't be the case. Well, venturing into SRC elections, I learned that some years gone, it was very, very money induced, that if you didn't have money, there was no way you would be able to run for it. Then the Dean of Students, I think, made some kind of put some bans or restrictions out there that they shouldn't involve a lot of money and all of that, and I think it helped. I was saying that I would say no because leadership is about your qualities as an individual, even though you need some money to fuel your campaign, but it shouldn't solely be based on your riches. What if I am good? What if I am a good leader and I'm not rich? Does that mean I cannot lead?
But this is the case where we always see people using money. Like a lot of these SRC executives I see, you wouldn't need to tell me that they are from rich homes. They are all rich. So it's creating that perception that this position or that position is for the rich, and that's why I'm asking that.
Well, I get you perfectly, but once again, it is not for the rich. It's just that some of these costs, they come naturally. So say you have a campaign team, that definitely you'd have the loyal ones whom you don't necessarily have to give them any money before they come and follow you. But then we are humans, we work. They would be working, sometimes they'd have to skip lectures, time they can use to study, they would use to follow you and all of that. They would eat, they would drink. If it happens that you have to travel to some places to do your campaign and all of that, that also is a cost. Cost for printing your flyers, your banners, cost for your designs and all of that. That one alone is there. Cost for your forms and all that one alone is there. But as I said, it depends on you as the individual. If you decide to involve a lot of money, it is up to you. Well, they say they are the ones whom they pay for people to campaign for them and all of that. But personally, I do not believe in that. Because if I come to you, Mimi, I want you to campaign for me, I want you to help me to do this, and I give you, say, 5,000 Ghana cedis, and you do it for me. The next time I come and I don't have money, you might not do it for me. Or if I come and I give you less, you would feel like, even this one, you give me this, and this one, you're giving me that. When you get those ones that are helping you genuinely, the loyal ones that are helping you genuinely, they do it to perfection, because I know that I'm doing this because I'm doing this for AJ. I want to help Mimi because I like Mimi. I believe in Mimi, and I think Mimi can do the work. When it happens that way, the input is higher than those that you are giving them money.
AJ, who sponsored you for your campaign? Because you're a student, you don't work. I even heard it was your boyfriend who sponsored you. He was all out for you during campaign, here and there. He wasn't sleeping and the rest. Is it true?
So
AJ, don't lie to us.
I'm not lying. I didn't have a sponsor.
Okay.
As a sponsor.
But you had people helping.
Yes,
you.
Honestly, I would always say it's the grace of God, because I had random people, strangers, whom probably we meet, we talk.
So nobody
sell my
slept
ideas
with you
there.
before sponsoring?
Nobody slept with me before giving me money. Yeah, that was, as I'm saying, it's just the grace of God, because I meet people, I tell them what I want to do, I sell my idea to them, and if they feel convinced, they'll be like, okay, I want to help you with this.
Okay.
But honestly, so it was my parents, close friends, loved ones, and
Your
strangers.
boyfriend.
Actually,
And your boyfriend.
I don't want to talk about my boyfriend.
And your boyfriend. And after everything, you left him.
I don't.
You left him.
Please, I said.
Hey,
I don't talk about my boyfriend.
Hey. So that was just by the
Yeah.
way. Let's talk about how you went on your campaign. Did you do it face to face, digital, or?
So, campaign actually began on campus, but then let's say pre-campaign or just the awareness creation that started during vacation, because you have to declare your intention so that people would know that this person is coming, that person is coming. Because sometimes you tell people about your intentions and they'll be like, you didn't tell me early. They are those like that. Yes. So probably they have declared their support for someone else, then later you come on. So there has to be that kind of awareness creation where you let people know your intentions or what you intend to do. Then the semester began with the small and AG for days, flyers, awareness creation flyers and all of that. Grounds, we go on grounds. Then we had a manifesto reading on ATLFM. Then after that, we had the face-to-face manifesto reading. Throughout all those times, campaign was going on. I'm so grateful to my campaign team. They were so solid. They really did well.
Because even before elections, AJ, the name AJ was everywhere.
Are you sure?
Seriously, it was everywhere. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm in the same class with her, but the way people, and I was so amazed. I was like, you've got
I'm
a good team.
so grateful to my team, because they were so solid. Even when I felt that today I'm tired, like, we are going. Yes, we are going. And then you would go. You get them when they feel like it's like you are going down and all of that. They take over. They do all of the work. They encourage me. And we work together as a team. So I always say that teamwork is very, very important. Because something that you can do alone, if there are more people, and we were not that much, that's one thing I loved about it. We were not that much, we were just a few people, so we were able to have a lot of input, and it was very effective. And of course, to my classmates, it was so overwhelming. Yourself, for instance. It was so overwhelming. There were times that I knew I was going on campaign. One time we were going, and I just saw two of my classmates coming. I hadn't even invited them. They came. They were like, "We want to go with you," and I was so amazed. Like, I thank God so much for I thank God so much for putting me in that class. For instance, that's why you see everything happens for a reason. And that was the day of election. Honestly, my portfolio too was very, very tight because we were myself.
A lot.
We were a lot, and the competition was very, very tight, very, very tight. So there were times like, are we doing well? Are we doing well? So there was this post they did online, which personally I didn't even see it. It was my team members who saw it, and they came to tell me that we are losing. We didn't get any votes, so we better up our game because it's like we're not doing it. Then the people are not recognizing us. Apparently we were winning there, but they didn't want to say that so that I would be relaxed.
Yeah.
Yes. So they did that, and we kept pushing on, and by the grace of God, we won. I know
A lot
we were
of
not
people
going to
said
fail.
they voted for you because of your beauty. So what I mean, saw your parents.
Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad, thank you so much for birthing a beautiful bouncing baby girl. I need to won me some votes actually. So I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to my mom and dad
For making
me beautiful. Yes.
I the only girl.
No, we have 3 girls.
Wow. 3 girls, no boy.
No, there's a boy. There's a boy.
And you're the first one.
I'm the second.
Yes. Okay. So right. So let's get into service. Now you are the coordinating secretary. How is the feeling like?
Actually, it's not easy.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's not easy. I'm being honest. It's stressful. But that's one thing about service. If you are passionate about what you do, you don't really consider the stress as, you wouldn't see it as too much stress. I say it's stressful because, I'm still a student.
Okay.
I'm in the same class with you.
Yeah.
Our department is after our life.
Oh, sister.
And here is the case, I have to combine administrative work as well. But so far, I would say so good because I'm able to combine it. Even though there are times where I'd have to do a little bit of sacrifice and all of that. But then there's that kind of balance. It all boils down to how you plan your activities or your day. Yes. So far so good. And then I'm privileged to have colleague executives who are inclusive. They don't make the work so difficult. As and when you need their support or you need their help, you can count on them all day, all time. So yeah.
So a lot of people say that these beautiful slave queen leaders, they really do not put themselves in the work when they are given the opportunity. But I would have to say that you are really doing a good job, because on 3 occasions have I seen you on your feet working. Like she works so like you are really doing
Thank
well.
you very
You're really
much.
doing well.
Annette. So I think it's natural. I don't know who created that mindset. I don't know why people say that if you're an executive, it means you have to be called up somewhere, you cannot go all out and all of that. It's just an addition to who you actually are. And I always say that leadership is not necessarily about the title. Focus on the job. Yes, because you see leadership as service. So you need to focus on the job. If you are so keen on the titles, I'm the committee secretary, I'm the president, I'm the this, I'm the that, you need to have a personal life. Okay, even though sometimes the personal life kinds of wolves into your portfolio, it shouldn't be a ground for people to say that this person is that way or this person is that way. That's me. I'm lively, I'm full of life and all of that. But when it comes to work, I need to go down there and do my work. So basically that's that.
So will you say fashion is an element or an aspect of student politics? If you are venturing or you want to become a student leader, you really need to have this kind of dress code or something of that sort, because I've realized or I've heard a lot of these aspirants saying that, hey, I'm going for this position, so I have to go and look for official dresses and be neatly dressed, and does it really count?
I would say a yes and a no.
Okay.
Let me start from the point that as an individual, you need to have a constant behavior.
Okay.
You need to be aware of who you are and the possible consequences. Okay. So you are venturing into student leadership. You are going to be a leader, and the name leader alone means someone that people look up to. So you wouldn't want to be seen in a state where you be like, if I am conducting, no, I wouldn't even use the word conducting. If I am championing a cause that, I want this and this and this to be done, that myself championing that particular cause, I don't even look as such, I wouldn't get you to come on board. Do you get it? That does not mean you should be a different person altogether. As and when it requires for you to be this way, you need to be that way. Because say you are attending a meeting with management or all of that. I don't expect you to be in a mini skirt with a crop top and all of that. It's not, as at that moment, it's not appropriate. And it's about decent dressing. That does not mean you cannot slay. I am a lady and I'm proud that I do slay, because it counts. Do you get it? But it all boils down to decent dressing. Decent dressing does not necessarily mean you always have to be official. Your skirt is below your knee. It's decency. You need to be decent in a way. So basically, that's yeah.
Let's shift from politics a little. What's your favorite food?
Okay, my favorite food is jollof rice. Yes, with chicken wings. But I happen to like tozafi as well.
Oh,
yes,
I see.
I like it a lot.
You're an Akan, right?
Yes.
And you like tozafi?
Yes.
Hey. I should have boiled last.
And it's weird, but I like jollof rice. I like tozafi as well.
Okay, so
Me.
okay, AJ. So now tell us: are you single or you're dating? Yes or no?
Oh, me la. Oh, I don't want to. And
You don't want to talk about it.
It's private. If you happen to know it, then you know it.
Oh.
I shouldn't go out there telling nobody today.
How has this position affected your academics? Do you think it has affected your academics in a way, or you're balancing the two?
Well, I'd say that it affected my academics a bit during that was before election.
Okay.
Because I felt that I'm doing this and I'm going all out for it.
Okay.
So I cannot expect that I'll be 100% here and I'll be 100% there. Definitely there would be a...
Then it means like one is supposed to be academically stable before venturing into
It's
that.
very, very important, because in one way or the other, it's going to affect you in a way. I'm not 100% good. I would say I'm an average student. I don't know for others. I'm speaking for myself. So it's very important that you have a very good academic background, academic standing with regards to your CGP and all of that before you venture into student politics. If you feel that you can combine the two during campaign and all of that, that it will still be balanced and all of that, that's fine. But if in a way it's going to reduce a bit, then it means that you need to have built it, that even if it reduces, it's not going to affect you like at all. Yeah, so that's the most important thing. And assuming office, it's not really affecting my academics that much. As I said, it all boils down to you.
I mean, now the joy, everything you wanted has come to pass. So.
The real job is now beginning.
Okay.
It requires a lot. It entails a lot as well. Say I am supposed to do something, but I have a lecture this morning. I have to attend the lecture. So though I'm in class, I'm paying attention to, but a little bit of my attention is on what I'm supposed to do after class. But then I have people that I study with who help me a lot. So even if it happens that something was taught in class that I did not really get it, if we sit to meet and study as a group, they try to bring me back on track, and then we are good to go. Yeah.
So aside your political career or your political journey, do you do any side job, entrepreneurship or anything?
Okay, so I'm not an entrepreneur, but I do other activities related to my course actually on the media space and all of that. So I do voiceovers, I do arts, and all of that for us and when they come on board or when I get the opportunity.
Do you know how to dance?
I don't know how to dance, but I love dancing. I love dancing actually. When I see someone who dances, it's just so peaceful, but I don't know how to dance. Yeah, so as I was saying, I try and then engage myself in this kind of media related activities. I'm an MC, not a professional one but I'm still learning. I'm an MC. I also do voiceovers and some small arts, trying to practice what I study in class. Yes.
That's good. So this has been an interaction with Frida Oponi Frimpong, popularly known as AJ, the coordinating secretary here in UCC, and it was quite interesting and inspiring. I hope you also learned something. AJ, do you have any final words for any aspirants watching this?
Okay, so this is not directed to only aspirants. I stated earlier in my submission to NAMIT that as an individual, you need to have a conscious behavior. It's very important to me. You have a conscious behavior and you make yourself aware of the possible consequences. When it happens that way, nothing takes you aback because you know that this is who I am, this is what I do, and in doing this, I might face this consequence or that consequence. So when they come, it's like in one way or the other, you are already prepared for it. My colleague, soon to be executives, or let me say fellow aspirants, I'd say that in as much as you climb the ladder or embark on this journey, keep in mind that leadership is not just about titles. Focus on the job. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, AJ.
Thanks for having me.
Oh,
too.
thanks for having us. You guys have a beautiful room. Everything is in place. She happens to share the same room with the general secretary, the SRC general secretary, but quite unfortunate she couldn't make it. I was supposed to have the two of them on the show, but she couldn't make it. So thank you very much, AJ.
You're welcome.
Your social media handle.
So follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Efia_Jewel, at Efia_Jewel, yes, and on Snapchat at Efia_Jewel.
Yes, Snapchat.
Me
Okay, so thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Sure.